My name is Ashley Nunez,
My name is Kathleen.
My name is Liliana Gonzalez.
and today we are here to present to you our FCLA project, Focus on
The
Children.
gift
Gift of reading.
We already know it's undeniable that a child's reading skills are important to their success in school, work, and life. But with various factors, literacy rates have been decreasing. For example, 42% of children in the US lose interest in reading by the age of 11.
Also, children who read less than 3 times a week are more likely to score below the top 25% in reading than children who read more.
There are also more than 60% of low-income families who have no children's books in their homes, meaning that 1 in 4 children in America grow up without learning how to read. But this is only a generalization of our country's literacy. This hits close to home since an estimated 20% of adults in Dallas County are illiterate, and that's more than 1 million people who can't help their kids with their homework or even figure out a bus map. The reason why these adults can't read is because their literacy skills were not nurtured as children.
These are shocking statistics, and children need to read more to combat these problems. Our concerns include the losing interest in reading among the younger generations, the fact that low-income families do not have the resources to provide books for the kids, and because without books, they are unable to develop the crucial vocabulary and cognitive skills necessary for their development. We want to help the families in our community by providing a book for each first grader in TJ Lee Elementary.
At the beginning of the project, we used the SCCLA planning process to help us form our plan. With the concerns we mentioned previously, we decided to host a book drive to help promote reading in children in their earlier developmental stages.
Our goal was to collect 105 books for each of the first graders at TJ Lee. This project included us three and our human services mentor. She helped establish communications with the TJ Lee principal, helped spread our message throughout the school, and even came with us to go drop off the books.
We would be collecting book donations at our school, MacArthur High, from the 30th of November to December 16th. And with Christmas coming up soon, we want to wrap each book and give them to the students to spread the gift of reading.
After planning, we went on with the ACT phase. We first needed to research the importance of reading and its effects on children, and then we drew out a rough plan to gain approval from our school principal. We quickly got approval though because it was a great help to our community.
Soon after, we contacted the TJ Lee principal for his agreement and to receive the total number of first graders.
To collect the book donations, we constructed a Christmas-themed drop-off box, just like this one right here, located at our MacArthur High School library. We then designed and hung posters around our school, using this design right here to spread our cause. Of course, this is only a smaller version to fit our display, but you can find a closer version submitted in our URL link. We also purchased wrapping paper in advance so that we could wrap the books as we periodically collected them. We made sure to organize them and wrap the books according to reading level and language since a variety of books were
We
donated.
were first worried about the turnout, maybe getting 100 books or so, but to our surprise, we actually collected 639 books. This was 6 times more than our initial goal, and it couldn't have been done without the help of our students here at our school and the help of our broadcasting channel.
On the last day of donations, we packed and loaded the books we needed for delivery on December 17th. We wrapped a total of 120 books for the first graders and brought along an additional 255 for the teachers.
Again, our focus is on children, so we decided to donate the rest of our books to the Salvation Army and the Boys and Girls Club of America to spread literacy to even more young children.
We helped create a positive impact in our community by supplying books to children who may not normally have access to them. Although schools and public libraries exist, we wanted to make sure each child had a book they could take home personally. Not only did we spread literacy, but we also spread joy during the holiday season.
When we entered the classrooms, they were so happy to see us. Their faces were lit up and they were shouting and running around with excitement. When we saw their reaction to receive our books, it really surprised us because we didn't realize that they could be so enthusiastic for reading. As you can see here, they showed us that books really matter to kids like them. These recipients were able to have a nice book to enjoy during the Christmas break and even read them with their families. But with the COVID-19 outbreak occurring now, they can even use their books to read while they're at home over the summer or during their quarantine.
In addition, we were also able to give 255 books to the teachers of TJ Lee. These books were in great condition, they were just too advanced for the first grade reading level. And it also gave the teachers an opportunity to expand their classroom libraries so that the students could use this during reading time or even take them home. But the purpose of us donating outside of the first grade reading level was so that we could expand our impact on a greater amount of students.
How we demonstrated our learning was by choosing this grade level and sorting the books to fit their learning needs. We chose first grade because of the significance of reading at their age.
First graders are 6 to 7 years old, and according to Piaget's theory of cognitive development, these children begin to use inductive logic, which is reasoning from specific information to general principles. This makes the first grade a critical stage for literacy because they can be taught how to comprehend what they read and draw meaning out of the words they learn. Books ultimately help them enforce their knowledge and be exposed to new vocabulary they don't normally encounter outside of conversations.
After deciding our reading audience, we needed to find out what types of books to give them. We researched the characteristics of first grade reading books and applied what we learned once we sorted the book donations.
For instance, the Texas text requires the students to learn base words with inflectional endings such as plurals and various suffixes.
This book is an example of the types of books we sorted. Not only does it have a lot of pictures to guide the kids as they read, but it also includes various plural nouns such as birds and geese to teach the different forms of plurals. In this page, the book also reinforces the effect of inflectional endings of different adverbs, such as loud and louder. Essentially, these types of books teach vocabulary in a simple manner by repeating terms to help kids understand the story. These books are not what we would give to first graders because those children are more used to simple sentences like the examples. If there are no pictures, it would be hard for them to associate things and objects with words, and being too overwhelmed would only cause confusion or even a fear for reading.
After completing our project, we concluded it was a huge success. We were able to give each and every first grader a personal book so that they could take over the holidays. We also gave the teachers box loads of books, and we were also able to exceed our goal with 639 books compared to the minimum of 105. But we're also only 3 high school students, so there are a few things that could have made this better.
In order to cater to the first grade Spanish speakers, we had already labeled and wrapped the Spanish books. However, it was not easy to distinguish them from the English books. We should have made the distinction more obvious to make distribution more easy for us.
We were proud to supply each Spanish speaker a book, but we were actually not aware of the number of Spanish books we needed. We only received the total number of first graders, so it would have been useful to have the number of Spanish speakers to ensure that we had enough books for all.
After researching, planning, and executing our book drive, we definitely got a lot out of it. We learned that first grade is a very crucial stage for learning how to read, and also what characterizes the first grade reading level.
We also learned that we could donate to nonprofit organizations like the Boys and Girls Club of America and Salvation Army to spread literacy to even more children.
And most importantly, we learned that children are actually very passionate about reading, which makes literacy even more important to sustain. After the book drive, we emailed the TJ Lee principal, and according to him, the first graders we made contact with greatly benefited from the books we gave them. In the email, he said that they were very happy to receive the books, so we hope to soon plan another book drive that includes students from the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grades at the elementary, and possibly even donate even more to our local library. That will require us to learn about even more reading levels as their thinking becomes more advanced as they grow.
Piaget categorizes these kids to be in the concrete operational stage of his cognitive development theory, where young adults and adolescents learn to think abstractly and also reason about hypothetical problems. With their thinking being more advanced, we would need to know what best suits each grade level to give them the right type of books to provide with the right amount of stimulus.
So from researching to possibly collecting donations from other locations that are not just from our school, we would have to work even harder to provide enough books to many other grade levels. But the effort is all worth it to bring joy to our youth. We've already made efforts to contact the coordinator of the Irving West Branch Library, but it becomes hard for us to donate to them or even read to the children there during the COVID-19 outbreak. We plan to make contact when it becomes safe for us to do so.
Literacy leads to child success, and it is our mission to help facilitate that in areas where books may not be accessible to all families. Let us all spread the gift of reading.
And we thank you for your time.